Welcome back. Now, the current rise in the global oil price is no doubt good news for Nigeria, but recent development in the Nigeria's economy shows the country cannot continue to rely on oil as its major source of revenue, given that it is not within the control of the government. So what should the country be doing at this time? Let's talk to a financial and management consultant, and of course he is the CEO of Flame Academy and Consulting Limited, Mr. Oji Udemezue. Good morning, good to have you on the show, Mr.
It's my pleasure to be here always. Thanks for inviting me, Chimezie.
Sure. Now, first of all, were you expecting this kind of rise we have seen on the global oil price? Almost $60 as it is now, considering the fears that we had initially, the price of oil going down, there's no money in the system.
Yeah, it's a good surprise that the oil price has rallied, up to this point, at this point in time, when the price fell from around $110 in June 2014 to close to $39, $40 about a year ago. And analysts also said that position was going to last for a long time. I mean, we knew it was going to be a big problem for the country. So, and of course, most analysts around the globe also believe that the rally will not happen that quickly. And that's actually what's happening. But thanks to the OPEC, the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, and very importantly, the leadership role being showed by our friend Vladimir Putin, the Russian president, who has tried to rally both OPEC and non-OPEC countries' cooperation in trying to see how supply could be managed. And of course, working in collaboration with the Saudi Arabian government. We've seen that collaboration, of course, starting from last year when the OPEC got into the declaration of cooperation, which has seen a high level of compliance by not just OPEC countries, but also non-OPEC countries. So because everybody needed the price of oil to rally, trying to discover a new equilibrium price. And it is hoped that the way it's going, that equilibrium point is almost in sight, according to our own His Excellency Bakindo Mohammed, the Executive Secretary of OPEC. We're seeing a rally. But then there's also, a challenge. As this price rallies, now it's at 60, and as it goes above $60 per barrel, we'll see a new kind of challenge. You find that the shale production in the U.S. will become, again, very profitable and very lucrative. And we see, as we see that happen, it means that the supply quantity and level from the U.S. market will also now increase. And that could also damage, the rally we're seeing right now. So analysts are also a bit skeptical about how much this rally can go, in the near term. So assuming that we even maintain it at where it is, it's good. At $58 or $59 per barrel, it's good for the country. It's well above our benchmark. So it's good news, but it's still not something we can hope to continue, in the long term. We will love it if it does, actually.
Sure. Well, the just concluded World Bank IMF meeting, of course, the World Bank president stated it categorically that Nigeria must not continue to rely on oil, the price of oil, depending on oil, to grow its economy. Now, drawing from your past experience in terms of investment and management of revenues from crude, what should the country be doing at this time that we're seeing this rally?
Before I get into that, Chimezie, let me make it very clear that every entity that desires to achieve its objective must, very importantly, understand the risks facing its ability to achieve those objectives. That's a major issue in enterprise risk management, globally at this moment. And Nigeria is an entity, for, as a matter of fact. And we must run this country as a business. That's similar to what, His Excellency, the President of the African Development Bank said. Agriculture should be business. National government should be good business. We must run our business in a way to achieve our objective. Of course, every nation around the world has clear objectives, ranging from achieving economic growth, inflation control, unemployment reduction, and all of those, economic equality, and all of those objectives, and then economic development, improving the quality of life of people. To achieve those objectives, we must understand the risks that we face. And for Nigeria, there's no doubt anymore that a single most important risk that we face as a people, that even kills people, because people are dying of hunger even today, is the volatility in the price of oil, the global oil price. That's the market risk. That's number one. And of course, the local issue of disruption in production caused by some violent and terrorist and agitations in Niger Delta and all of that. So it's absolute carelessness and lack of wisdom if you know what poses a big risk in your economy. And that risk is something that will cause you tremendous loss. The frequency may not be often, even though it's showing up to be even more often now. But if it happens, you are going to have a very calamitous loss like we're having now. Loss of revenue, government being unable to fund its activities, bailout requests, and all kinds of things. Deficit funding, high level of borrowing, and all of that. If you know that this thing is very injurious for economy, it is total carelessness not to do something about it. Now the oil price has rallied, and sincerely we pray, we join all our faith together that the rally continues. Of course, seeing the OPEC forces and the geopolitics, even with Iraq facing, having some challenges, and Iran facing some sanctions from U.S., we also expect that this thing may also cause more rallies. But are we going to continue to fold our hands and wait until the next round of drop in this price? A country that is careful, a country that is wise, should start doing something about it. And analysts tell you that you make quality and good changes during good times. You don't make those changes during bad times. When we went into recession in first quarter of 2016, and the economy, received all kinds of knock from, different quarters, we were in deep problems. We saw a flurry of activities, policy statements, statements of intentions on things we must do to diversify this economy away from oil. We saw all those activities. Now that the oil price is coming back to normal, are we going to say, oh, wow, we don't need to do all those things anymore? Things are, back to, business as usual. That's it. The likely thing that will happen in this economy when we begin to see the revenue pumping in again, we now sit together every month to see how do we share this money. And then we forget that we ought to be pushing those policies that will bring our products, our agricultural products, to the market, to even move from subsistence level of agriculture to commercial level, post-harvest technology, and high level production of crops and all of that.